Here's a story that's bound to spark debate. 6 arrests, hundreds of protesters, and a football match that became a battleground for global politics. But here's where it gets controversial. Was banning Maccabi Tel Aviv fans from a Europa League game in Birmingham a necessary safety measure, or a surrender to antisemitism? Let's dive in. On Thursday, Villa Park became the epicenter of a heated clash between politics and sports. A massive pro-Palestine demonstration gathered outside Aston Villa's stadium, demanding the match against Maccabi Tel Aviv be cancelled, and calling for Israeli teams to be barred from international football. Meanwhile, a smaller counter-protest emerged, standing in solidarity with Maccabi fans and opposing the ban. Police corralled this group into a caged basketball court. A detail that's hard to ignore and raises questions about the handling of dissent. And this is the part most people miss. Over 700 police officers, along with dogs, horses, and a drone unit, were deployed to manage the situation. A Section 60 order was also in place, allowing officers to stop and search individuals without reasonable grounds. 6 arrests were made, including 3 for racially aggravated offenses, 1 for breach of the peace, and 2 for failing to comply with orders, a 21-year-old man over a face mask and a 17-year-old boy over a dispersal order. These arrests highlight the tension and complexity of the event. The pro-Palestine protest drew a diverse crowd, including local independent MP Ayub Khan, who passionately declared, "We will continue our fight to support Palestinians who are being massacred." Signs around the stadium read, "No war games allowed. Zionists not welcome." While chants of "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," and "Death to the IDF" echoed through the streets. These slogans, while powerful, are divisive and underscore the deep emotional stakes involved. Here's where it gets even more contentious. Some argue that sports should remain apolitical, but as protester Usman Rafiq, a 43-year-old GP, pointed out, sport is inherently part of politics. Rafiq, who attended with his wife Umahani and their 3 children, criticized Maccabi fans for what he called Islamophobic hooliganism, referencing incidents in Amsterdam where Palestinian flags were torn down. But is it fair to penalize an entire fanbase for the actions of a few? That's a question worth discussing. The ban itself was announced in October by Birmingham's Safety Advisory Group, SAG, citing public safety concerns after police classified the match as high risk. This decision followed violent clashes and hate crimes during a 2024 Europa League match between Ajax and Maccabi in Amsterdam. However, critics like Keir Starmer and opposition leader Kemi Badenoch slammed the ban as a national disgrace and a capitulation to antisemitism. The tension was so high that schools closed early, and council staff were advised to avoid the area. Counter-protester Jill Chant, 76, expressed shock at the ban, calling it nothing to do with football. It's all to do with sectarian politics, antisemitism, to be precise. Her husband, Stephen, wore a Maccabi shirt in defiance, while Aaron Hendler, a 57-year-old hotelier from Tel Aviv, described the fan ban as very strange, arguing that decisions should reflect the majority, not an extreme minority. So here's the big question. Was this ban a necessary precaution to prevent violence? Or did it unfairly target Israeli fans and stifle free expression? And where do you draw the line between sports and politics? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. This is a conversation that's far from over.